Well, relax, release, and let go. That's what we're doing this morning. Is we're completing our season of illumination, and we're illuminating the future with our burning bowl and intention setting service. Before we begin, I want to read a few of the intentions from last year. See if you recognize yours and if it's come to fruition. Excuse me. 2024 brings increases in joy and sharing myself in ways that benefit me and everyone I meet. I see spirit in everything and everyone at a deeper level than ever before. I increase my spiritual understanding. 2024 will be a good year when I see beauty in everyone and every occurrence. I reveal my body as perfection of God that is in me. I go deeper into spiritual practice, spiritual mind treatment, revealing God as me. 2024 is a good year when I am relaxed, authentic, in joyful relationships in service of my gifts, and it brings prosperity. Let all those who are my own come unto me. I surrender to God and receive the gifts intended for me. My body is a temple. I am whole and complete. I offer my life in service. I give and receive love. How wonderful it is that 2024 is a year filled with prosperity, abundance, health, love, loving relationships, peace, and success. I am aligned with the truth of who and what I am. Better finances and more respect to others. 2024 will be a good year as I step into my power and truth, sharing my authentic voice with courage. Embrace my gifts and share them freely to uplift humanity. As I embody love, my heart expands and prosperity flows to and through me without limit. I am blissfully happy. Sounds like a good year. Yeah, I like it. There's more of those, but I'll set those aside. So, are you ready for your intentions this year? Let's talk about what we're going to release first. How about that? Last year, if you were with us, you may remember that Ron and I were just finishing the remodel on the house. Oh, what a season that was. But as we were moving back in, we lived there the whole time, but everything was not there. So we had to move it all back in. And we had rearranged some of the rooms and furnishings and things. So everything didn't fit. So as I was putting things back, I was purging, I was releasing, decluttering, as we're wont to do when we move things around. But you may remember that I said I'd gotten to most everything except my closets. We had to move everything out of the closets. Some of it traveled with me in my car for about 2 months because we didn't have any place else to put it. It was a lot of fun. But as I moved it all back in, it was kind of the end, and I just kind of stuffed it. And one of the closets got a little smaller, and that was my intention this year, was to get that taken care of. Well, I realized in preparing that I'm embarrassed to tell you they're not done. They're not really even started. And so I had to ask myself, what on earth is up with that? What is up with that? Well, Ernest Holmes, the author of The Science of Mind, has a clue. He says, too often we're afraid of letting go of the little good we think we hold in our hand, not realizing that only as we release this good can we expect its increase. Well, this sounds counterintuitive. It's like, wait a minute, I think I'm supposed to gather, right? I'm supposed to get wealth and achieve and all of that. But spiritual truth is a little different. It says trust in your source, trust in your supply, have faith that you don't have to hold on to everything, that yours is to circulate and expand. So, what are you holding on to? What are you holding on to? Is it something new that started in 2024? Some new habit of being, some way of thinking? I remember one year I realized I was complaining a lot more. I had picked up the habit of complaining. So you all got to go through the complaint-free process with me. That was fun. Maybe this is something you've been carrying around for years, that old baggage that maybe it's time to unpack. Could be a state of mind, a habit of being, negative thinking, limitation in our finances, and maybe a longing for love. It's been said that sometimes we won't let go until the pain of holding on is greater than the perceived pain of letting go. You ever realize that? I have. Our burning bowl ritual this morning is about letting go of things in our lives that no longer serve our spiritual evolution. Because that's what we're here to do, is continue that upward spiral of evolution. Sometimes we know exactly what it is. Anybody know exactly what it is? No? Wow. Okay. Some of us do. We're pretty familiar with it. But if you haven't given it much thought, which seems like maybe you haven't, I'm going to invite you to look at some prompts that may help you. Joe? What in my life creates sorrow or frustration? In any way? Where am I not experiencing success and joy? What's causing pain or suffering? Is it mental or physical? What is holding me back from taking action in the direction of my dreams? And what am I just plain done with? Sometimes I feel that way. I'm just done with that. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm ready to change or break that habit or that thought process. What am I just done with? Holmes says about changing conditions, we do not give the condition any power. We must turn away from the condition. We don't deny the condition. We recognize it as fact. I see you. But we turn our consciousness to spiritual truth. Every problem is primarily mental. As we turn away from the condition which has no reality, no life, no power, except the power we give it with our own attention, the condition dissolves. In other words, what we focus on expands, and what we turn away from dissolves, fades away. It's been proven scientifically with plants. We've done little experiments in this community where we're kind and compassionate to one little seedling and we're not so nice to another one, and we see the difference in the growth. If you've seen the movie What the Bleep, the scientists proved it with water. So we know that to be true. What we focus on expands. What we turn away from diminishes. What's got your attention now? What's got your attention? What are you focusing on? Is it the good that you desire or the lack of it? The fact that it's not here yet? What have you been most focused on in 2024? Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse? When we finally decide to let go, it's not just the physical letting go of the paper in the bowl. It's a sacred process in our minds and our hearts where we're turning it over, we're letting it go, we're releasing it. Then we write it down, then we watch it go up in flame. Asking ourselves, am I really ready to let this go? Is the first step, and probably the most important step of it, is being very clear with that, yes, I'm ready to let it go. No matter what choices we've made up until now, none of them are wrong. We did the best we could with what we had in the moment. Yes? But here we are. In this moment, right here, where we are today, has been created yesterday and beyond. Today we can choose to start creating a better tomorrow. We are the center and the circumference of our own life. It all happens here, right? It's not happening out there in the world of effects. It's happening in here. And we must choose, and sometimes that choosing is to choose to let go, to choose to release, to make room for the unknown. Because a lot of times it feels that way, doesn't it? If I let go of this, I don't know what, this is nothing yet. I don't know what's over here. I know what this is. What is it? Better the devil you know than the one you don't. I don't know, whatever that saying is. But we don't know. And there's a fear in that unknown unless we have our faith to know that we can choose that too and call that forth. Raymond Charles Barker, another New Thought leader, said the decision to let go of what has completed its course in our experience is even more important than the decision to welcome new ideas. As long as we continue to think, feel, fear, and worry about the experiences we don't want, our mind will continue to build our own private and self-accepted hell on earth. Our question today is, are you deciding to live comfortably in your limitations? Are you ready to push the envelope of your comfort zone and thrive in 2025? If you're ready to make room, if you're ready to make room for the growth, I invite you to participate in our burning bowl. The physical acknowledgement of the mental work and letting go to make room for the increased good, for the new, for the expansion, for the growth. Make room. Are you ready? Miss Kim is our usher today. She's going to pass out a pencil and a piece of flash paper for you. The flash paper is pretty thin, so write gently. Don't crumple or fold it. Just keep it flat if you would. It burns better that way. And our ceremonies and rituals are ways of acknowledging the passage of time and events. And whether we're blessing babies or animals, wedding ceremony, a memorial service, ceremonies and rituals are important points in our life. I'm going to need one of those two ladies. Oh, thank you. The burning bowl ceremony is an ancient fire ritual that it acknowledges the rite of passage or release. It's about letting go and surrendering whatever no longer serves us and the forward progression of our lives. I forgot. I didn't get one. Thank you. These can be events, conditions, relationships, unfulfilled dreams, anything that blocks or no longer serves our highest good. Whatever it is that's challenging you, that's causing worry, unhappiness, anxiety, doubt, confusion, uncertainty, resentment, anger, pain. This is your opportunity to consciously let that go. It's a time of releasing yourself from the grip of unforgiveness, blame, or resentment of yourself or of others. It's a time to let go of any stress or anxiety or fear from 2024, to allow space for your personal and spiritual growth and unfoldment. Joe, would you start our music? As you consider those things, I invite you to listen to Karen's chant and to write down whatever it is. To go within and reflect, am I ready to let this go? Am I ready to surrender it? Speak a blessing on it, for it has served you in some way up until now. But its purpose is complete. Surrender it completely from your heart. You're sticky. Anyone else? Did I miss anyone for your release? Hang on to your pencils. You're going to need them again. All right. All right, now we're going to read these. Kidding. Kidding. I would never do that to you. You're right, I know. There's probably a lot of abbreviations in there. But I will bless them. Because we recognize that in this release, there is already power before we ignite it, before we let it go. These have served a purpose for us. And we speak blessings upon them, but we send them on their way. They are no longer a part of our lives, no longer necessary, no longer welcome. So we release. Are you ready to release what no longer serves you?
Yeah.
Will you join me in our release statement? Nope. Nope, that's not it. I'll say it and you can repeat it back. How's that? I release and forever let this go. I release and forever let this go. I am free.
I am free.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. Are you ready? Would you take a breath?
I was going to say, pull back a little bit there.
Actually, I'm going to pull this over here. That way we can see it. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Goodbye, 2024. Adios. It is gone. All right. How do you feel? The release of the old, the freshness of the new, the possibilities. Infinite possibilities ahead of us right now. Are you excited?
Yes.
Yeah. By releasing what doesn't serve us, though, we've created a vacuum. We've created a space. And if we don't consciously choose to fill that, our subconscious will. And it will go back to patterns it already knows. Maybe some of those. We each have the power to decide and to take action in our lives. This week, I was putting away some books, and I came across one of my favorites, Genevieve Barrand, Your Infinite Power, Your Invisible Power. Yeah, and we've done a book study here. I reference it pretty frequently. It's a great book. I've given it as gifts. It's a wonderful book. I'm going to order some for the bookstore too. As I read a few pages, it became very clear that we all have this power to choose. And the proper, that's her word, the proper way to use it is to know what we want and to stay focused on that and to turn away from everything else that isn't that. Sounds simple.
And she would say,
I decline to be discouraged. I knew you were going to get that for me. I couldn't remember it, so I'm glad you did that. So I spent some time with asking myself, what do I want to be different in 2025? What do I want to be different in 2025? Do I believe it's even possible for that to happen? Am I willing to do what's necessary to make it welcome? What will it feel like in this new experience? What would it feel like? And then I spent some time doing her process of visualizing. Visualizing isn't a practice that I use frequently, but I definitely plan to incorporate it in my practice more this year. Because I can get caught up, I don't know about any of you, but I can get caught up in, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I'll fix it all out here outside of myself. Instead of remembering the spiritual power that I already have within to fix it. Change it. Call in a new condition. Intention or goal setting is really about using our divine right to choose. It's not about wishing or hoping that some Santa God's going to give us a goodie. And I think sometimes we can get caught in that. We got this thing called the law. I'm just going to pray and the law is going to bring it. Doesn't quite work. It does work that way, but it doesn't quite work that way. We have to know it and live it inside. We choose. We, again, are the center and circumference of our own lives. We choose. Ernest Holmes reminds us that spirit remains only potential until you act with specific intention. You take dominion and responsibility in your life by the power of your conscious choice. And that's what we're going to do today. We're consciously choosing and activating the law of our lives and directing our thoughts in the direction of our dreams. I've heard many inspiring stories since I've been in ministry about people who say, I set an intention. I knew when receiving, I was just accepting it. I kept thinking about it. I kept doing my affirmations. And then it just seemed like everything opened up and everything started coming all at once. It was amazing what happened. The serendipitous meetings and the people I didn't even think about. Because when we say yes to the universe, to the law, to spirit, when we say yes to that desire or that calling in our hearts, it does open up. It does open up. We can't just write it down, forget about it, and hope it happens. We have to write it down and keep thinking about it. Keep it in our minds, keep it in our hearts, keep it in our focus every day. Because what starts to happen is you start to act like this is happening. And the next thing you know, it is happening. But we have to keep it in our hearts and minds. It's like my example of can't place an order with Amazon and then move and not tell them where you went. You're not going to get it. We have to stay with it. We have to stay focused. The science of mind teaches us that universal law assumes what we think and feel is what we want. Imagine that. It assumes that we have infinite intelligence within us and that we know what we want and that the things that we think about are the things that we want, and it takes action. Is that true for you? Is what you're thinking about what you want? Sometimes. Not always. The time I got mad, I wasn't probably wanting that. The time I got scared, I probably wasn't wanting that. Are you willing and prepared to receive your intention for 2025? I invite you to do a little process. Close your eyes, please. Take a little breath. Fast forward to Thanksgiving 2025. What are you grateful for? What is different from how your life was this Thanksgiving? Can you see in your mind and feel in your heart right now you living greater than you think you are today? Can you see you receiving this desire of your heart? Can you see you experiencing a greater vision of you? Open your eyes. Ernest Holmes says, desire is the irresistible urge toward self-expression. Half-hearted wishing must not be confused with desire. Our wishing is always capricious, for we long for one thing one day and tomorrow our attention is directed elsewhere. Desire is what impels us to reach out and take our own. This is the divine urge, which operating as law produces energy, and energy must find an outlet. The intention that you set today is energy seeking outlet as form. In a few minutes, as you write down, I invite you to go within and ask yourself if you're truly ready to receive this intention you're writing down for 2025. So we'll move into our ceremony. According to Google, some astrological interpretations of 2025, because I said, hey, Google, what's going on in 2025? It said, interpretations say that this year will be a year of transformation and cosmic shifts due to a rare planetary alignment between Saturn and Neptune, signifying a period of significant change, innovation, potential breakthroughs, and new beginnings. If you follow numerology instead, 2025 is a year of spiritual ascension. The energy of the number 9 calls us to connect with our higher selves and align our actions with our values. So the numbers and the astrological signs have us covered for 2025 to be a year of transformation. What intention are you ready to declare and receive? What word will you place into universal energy? How will you be transformed in the next 12 months? How will you grow in the next 52 weeks? What choices will you make in the next 365 days? And how many of these 526,600 minutes will you be fully present in the now? As you consider this, I'm going to invite our usher, Kim, to pass out 2 3x5 cards for you to write your intentions on. One of these is for you, and one of these is for our altar box, which will sit on our altar all year and receive the blessings of this community. What intention can you set, word or phrase that you can write down that will serve you in living your life's purpose this year? We have a couple of questions for you as prompts to perhaps help. 2025 will be a good year if this happens. Or if you're more reflective, 2025 was a great year because this happened. Just a couple of prompts that may help you get creation going in your head and your mind. Write your intentions on your cards. We're going to play some music, give you some time to reflect. And when you're ready, you can come forward and put your intention here and then light a candle to illuminate that intention on its way. Bless you.
I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering
It's not going to work.
who I am. I am remembering
Card. I need a card.
who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering.
Is that everyone? Okay. Not yet, Joe. Joe, not yet. As Ernest said, spirit remains only potential until you act with specific intention. By the power of your conscious dominion and responsibility of your life, you have set a specific intention. and taken action. You've blessed and released the old, and you've set intention and illuminated the new. Would you join me as we bless all of this today? As we see the light illuminating this room, we know that it is the light of the divine that illuminates each and every intention that we have created and placed in this box. We know that these intentions, these desires that have come to us this morning are the divine urge of spirit through us, as the continued upward evolution of our spiritual awareness, our spiritual awakening to the magnificence that we each are, as this divine emanation of spirit that we are. I know that each one of these intentions is already blessed, illuminated, and made manifest. For we would not be aware of them if they were not already a possibility in the mind of God. And so we just receive that right here and right now, bringing to mind the intentions that we have set, lifting it into the consciousness of this prayer, and just feeling into the experience of its manifestation in our lives, how we will feel on Thanksgiving 2025, expressing our gratitude for its full manifestation in our lives. I know that each one has all that it needs for its complete and full manifestation. That whatever sources and resources, finances, connections, information that is necessary for that manifestation is provided. Because we are here today saying our sacred yes to the intention of our life, to the creation of our own world for 2025. And so I just gratefully receive each and every one of these, knowing that each is blessed with the power and presence of God. So I move into gratitude, and I invite you to join me in that gratitude for the manifestation, knowing in your heart that it's already done. It is already so. It is already in beingness because it's in your mind. It's in your heart. We simply await its manifestation in form. And we know that the word that is written or spoken is the word made manifest. And so today, I release all of this into the action of universal law, the action of universal love, knowing that it is done. And we acknowledge this together by saying, and so it is. Thank you for being here with us for this very special service this morning. Thank you for being a part of this community, this center, and its community, for we reach out into the world. Thank you to all who join us in our online community, because you're a big part of our ministry, because we teach spiritual principles and we want them in the world. And through this power of video and recording and the internet, we can do that. So thank you for your participation in that. I bless each of you, your families this year. I know health, wealth, wisdom, and prosperity for all of us, for a joy-filled and abundant 2025. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So it is.
So it is.